my toys.
Hey everybody, this is D Hunter bringing you another action figure review. Today we're going to be looking at the Neca Thermal Vision Fugitive Predator action figure. This is a Target exclusive in America. I do believe that Neca said that overseas it will have a release as well. Not really sure how, but here in America it's only available at Target, only at the store, not through their website. I've been frequenting 3, 4, 5 different Targets over the past 3 weeks, hitting them up a couple times a week, looking for this figure, and I've had absolutely no success so far. But tonight I lucked out, went to the store, and there was one of them sitting there off to the side. Went ahead and snagged him up. So let's go ahead and check out this package. You can see the guy. This is how he appeared in the film for about 1.5 seconds when the upgrade was about to kill him, and you got to see the fugitive from the upgrade's point of view. As you can see, it's the Predator. You can see him sort of in his vision mode as he would appear for another Predator. Thermal Vision Predator, ages 17 plus. The Predator on the side, the Predator on the other side, top, the Predator, bottom, barcode, NECA toys, etc. And the back side, a little description of the film itself. You don't see any of the other figures, are only advertising this figure. And I will say, one complaint about this figure, outrageously overpriced. They're charging you the price for an Ultimate figure. And I can definitely understand why the original Fugitive was labeled as an Ultimate. It came with lots of additional accessories, but this guy here came out to be about $28. Absolutely ridiculous. It's really not worth it. I got it because I'm a completist with this line. But he is missing the extra head. He's missing 2 extra hands and 2 extra forearms. So let's go ahead and open this guy up and see how awesome he is. Well, now that we got this figure out of the package, here he is with all of his accessories. He doesn't come with much except for the 4 blades that attach into his wrist armor here. So this guy visually is very pleasing. Looks pretty cool. The color scheme, which I must say is quite a bit different than how he appeared in the film. In the film it was predominantly orange, but this thing looks really nice. Solid blue on the back, pretty unique. You know, a little bit of heat signature all over him. Just looks really cool, even though I must say it is not movie accurate. Alright, I went ahead and attached his wrist blades, and I must say I'm just really astounded at how much I like this guy so far. He looks really good. The colors really pop. He looks really nice. His paint job is excellent. Really just think the back blue looks really cool. No, just really surprised. I didn't think I was going to like this very much. Me personally, I'm more into getting new characters, new Predators, versus existing variations of already made figures. But this one is quite enjoyable. Let's check out how tall this guy is, since we've already looked at his measly pretty much 1 accessory, although 4 of the 1. So this is a NECA figure. They're typically the 7-inch scale. Predators are a little bit taller than humans, so they end up usually being about 8 inches or so. So this guy here, sitting at about 8.25 inches it looks like. So next, let's check out his articulation, and then we'll check out some comparison shots with other Predator figures to see how he stacks up. So his head here moves around. It's probably removable pretty easily. I noticed that the other pieces of his body are, just like the original Fugitive. Anyway, it goes around, can look down that far and up that far. He's got his shoulder kit in here, which has a hinge here, another hinge here, and then it rotates at the top. So you can see the bottom hinge, top hinge, can be completely straight, go down, down more, and it can rotate around. I really don't want to push it too hard. It feels like it could come off, and maybe it's reattachable, but I really don't want to find out. My previous Fugitive got extremely loose here, and that thing won't even stand up anymore. Anyway, shoulders go out that far. This is sort of soft material up here. It's not really obstructing him from going any further. Then he's got double jointed elbows, and those are done differently. They have a swivel at both the top and the bottom has a, I guess, a forearm cut, and then double jointed. So there's a joint here and back here. You can see just a single joint working, and then the second one goes up. Designed just a little bit differently. The Ultimate Alien had a similar sort of piece between the forearm and the bicep. Then, because they use the same mold as the previous Fugitive, you can pop off these, you can pop off his hands, and you can pop off his head. I always had to use hot water to pop off the head of my Fugitive. Wrist moves around like this, and then also can go down and back up, kind of popping these guys out a little bit. Blades come in and out. Don't really want to do that. They were quite a pain to get in there, honestly. He has not really an ab crunch. Well, he does have an ab crunch. It's sort of hidden behind this plastic armor over here. It can go up and down, and it can go around over here. It allows him to look down combined with his head about that far and that far up. That's with both together. Then he's got a waist swivel below, so he kind of has two ball joints, one here and one here. A lot of range of motion with this guy, but it can go around, and it can enhance how far he can look down and up with all three things working together. Then he's got his hips. They can go out about that far, pretty much completely 90 degrees. And of course, besides that, it can also be moved around this way. Double joint knees. All the way back. And then his feet, and I do love the way Predator feet are designed. It can go around, nothing special there. Up and down, and it can also tilt, all with one sort of ball inside of there. This is nothing really new as far as Predator articulation goes. Obviously, it's completely identical to the previous Fugitive, and it's kind of standard in their ultimate articulation nowadays. Well, this is one of the first things I wanted to do when I got this figure, is compare these two. Here he is compared to the standard release of the Fugitive. 100% identical sculpt. Their arms can come out, and hell, you could even swap these guys' arms if you wanted to. Couldn't imagine why you'd ever want to do that. So you can just kind of see some of the similarities or differences. It's really just paint. They both look really, really, really nice, these two figures. Just can't get over how good that backside looks. It's weird. Shouldn't be all blue. I feel like it should have that sort of heat, different colors mixed in, but I like the way that looks. It looks really nice. And then, just cause, here he is next to the Thermal Dutch figure. This figure was made a long time ago, and although I do love it, this guy's paint scheme just tops this guy like crazy. And here he is next to a thermal xenomorph from the film Alien vs. Predator. I'm not sure if he's called thermal xenomorph. This figure does glow in the dark, which is a pretty cool feature, but this is how the aliens looked when in the Predator vision mode, as they have 3 or 4 different vision modes in the films and video games. The aliens were usually green when they would get to the right vision mode to detect them. And here we have it, the Thermal Collection. Here he is next to another recent Ultimate release. This is Ultimate Ahab from Dark Horse Comics. Another absolutely wonderful Predator figure recently released by Neca. Here he is compared to the most recent wave of Predator figures. These are all from the Dark Horse Comics. From the right hand side we've got Hornhead, in the back Broken Tusk, and in the front Machiko, the human Predator. Of course, compared to the Thermal Predator from the newest film. Comic Predators versus movie Predators. These guys were not Ultimate releases, but they do feature the same Ultimate articulation, and they come with a lot of accessories. So, not really understanding the price difference sometimes. Here he is compared to the 2-pack Ultimate release of, on the left, Bad Blood, and on the right, Enforcer. These were released just about a month ago by Neca. Once again, absolutely wonderful figures. Neca's been knocking it out of the park lately. And here he is compared to a couple of the Alien vs. Predator 1994 arcade game figures. I'm still waiting on my third one to arrive. These guys look pretty cool in their own sort of basic way. Here he is compared to another sort of oddly colored Predator. This is the Jungle Hunter from, I want to say, an NES video game version. Look pretty cool together. A lot of blue going on here. Speaking of blue, here he is next to a couple of Kenner Alien Warriors. Next, I'd like to compare him to all the Predator movie figures from each film. Here he is with the Jungle Hunter, the Ultimate Jungle Hunter from Predator. Here he is next to the Ultimate City Hunter from Predator 2. Here he is next to the three Predators from Alien vs. Predator. Celtic, Scar, and Chopper, I believe. These guys are a little bit bigger than the Fugitive, but it makes sense because in the film they were pretty big, kind of like football players. That was one complaint I've always heard about that film. Here he is next to Wolf from Aliens vs. Predator Requiem. This is an older NECA figure, a lot less articulation, a little bit shorter. They did say they're going to be making an ultimate version of him, they said, by the end of the year in 2019. But I do think it's going to be 2020 next year by the time we actually see him. And then here he is next to Tracker, Falcon, and Berserker from the movie Predators. NECA has said they're going to be releasing ultimate versions of these guys, but it won't be till at least 2020. To me, that says at least 2021. And then, of course, here he is next to the Fugitive from the Predator, his non-thermal counterpart. Finally, we've got a second figure from the Predator line. Very happy to be expanding upon that. Cannot wait to get the rest of the collection. So far, we are completely aware about getting the upgrade. He's the one I'm looking forward to the most. We're going to be getting both emissary figures. We've only seen one of them so far, but I'm actually really excited for those guys as well. NECA has definitely said they're not making the Predator Hounds, and even though they were absolutely terribly used in the movie, I would definitely like to have a couple figures of those. I cannot wait to see what else we might get from that film. Maybe the Predator Killer, maybe a couple variants of the upgrade, who knows. Here he is next to an Ultimate Xenomorph from the film Aliens. Notice that there's a tiny bit taller than him. Here he is next to a couple of different engineers from Prometheus. They scale up pretty nicely with the Predator figures. Here he is compared to some various human figures from the Alien and Predator lines. And then here's the Thermal Fugitive taking down some of Dutch's team from the original Predator. We've got Hawkins, Dylan, Billy, and Dutch. Here he is sitting the Bone Throne. This figure is very well articulated and can sit down with complete ease. Here he is on the Blade Fighter. This figure is not intended for this vehicle by any means, but he does fit on there pretty nicely. You can see the canopy sort of part goes up and can come down with complete clearance. And I must say, I am enjoying this figure a lot more than I expected. I recently got a cloaked City Hunter, and I also enjoyed him quite a bit more than I expected. I'd like to pursue trying to find a cloaked Jungle Hunter. I never bothered getting the repeat variations of, Jungle Hunter, semi-cloaked Jungle Hunter, cloaked Jungle Hunter, unmasked Jungle Hunter, battle damage Jungle Hunter, etc., etc. I was just content having the regular default Jungle Hunter. Of course, now I've become a completist. I kind of regret missing some of those figures in the past. Anyway, enjoying this guy a lot more than I thought I would. I thought it'd be just a mandatory buy and then open up and put on the shelf with the other Predator. But this guy has really brought a smile to my face. I'm going to give this figure an 8 out of 10 just because it is not a new character. That gives it a little bit of a down on the score, but he is just a whole lot of fun. So this is D Hunter. If you like this video, press like below. If you have anything to say about the video, please put in the comments below. If you want to see additional videos from me, please press subscribe. If there is anything you did not like about the video, please post it below. If you have any other action figure review requests, please post them below. This is D Hunter. Thank you for watching. I'll talk to you guys real soon. The next Predator figure I'm going to be reviewing is going to be the Hunter Alien vs. Predator arcade figure, and then later this month the Golden Angel Ultimate figure will be dropping.